Chris, can you give us an overview of the different levels of influencing? So Jeremy's talked about sort of the difference between managing and influencing, but different levels of influencing within that project structure.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Nicola. So obviously there are lots of people on any project that you're going to need to influence, not just your project team, but I like to break them down into 3 key layers. So thinking about the top-down layer, the most senior people in the organization that deal with projects, with them you really want to understand what is the priority of your project across the portfolio of projects that you're delivering, and also all the other initiatives that are going on in the business as usual world. So typically this will be either a portfolio management group or an executive group or a leadership group, people that decide which projects to take forwards and which things are the priority for your function or for your firm. It's really important to understand where your project sits next to the other projects in terms of priority. This will help you frame the conversations that you have with your team and with line managers down the line. Also, this may change over time, so it's worth checking back in if large new projects or programs are initiated during your project. So there's a small amount of influence you and your sponsor typically can have in that space, but actually it's more of an understanding point from the senior team is where does this sit in the priority of an organization. So then we'll move on to that middle layer. These are the line managers, the people who actually look after the day-to-day management of the resources you'll be working with. So these are the people that are going to allocate the resource to you, and they're also going to be coming to you if there are conflicts. So this is the person who you're going to want to speak to fairly regularly to explain, initially to explain to them the drivers of the project, and also to understand what their priorities are, what's coming up for them that's important, and starting to get an understanding of where the conflicts might be and where you can come to some kind of agreement about where to make low-level priority calls where you don't need to have escalation points. I think it's really important that you have a regular check-in with these line management resources, just to make sure nothing's changed and to make sure things are running as smoothly as they can be. And then lastly, Jeremy's talked about these people already. This is the bottom-up view of influencing, which is the people that are actually working on your project, so the people that have been allocated to you by line management to help you deliver the project. Once you've even assigned an individual, you really want to spend time getting to know them, understand their motivations, agreeing their role on the project, and ideally you want to create a meaningful link between their personal and professional development goals and the work they're going to be doing on this project. That really does help kick off that influencing piece. A key point to note here is this isn't a one-time event. You do this at the start of the project clearly, but you want to be talking to your team members about this stuff on a weekly or even daily basis. I like to check in with line managers at least monthly on my projects, and then clearly with the executive groups, when things change, that's the time to get in and understand what does that change for me in terms of priority. That really will help your projects run a lot smoother.